What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Will Silverman Show, Will Silverman Podcast. On today's podcast, we have got some Week 8 NFL reaction, Cowboys update, Caleb Williams and the Bears, Packers and the Steelers game, why I'm back on the Colts. Then we go some NBA, we got the betting scandal going on, and then we end it with Food Corner. Pretty good show for today, and we're gonna have this up later tonight, and then we will have on Wednesday. I'm gonna get back to an article. I got an article coming out, NBA related, and that's gonna be trying what we're gonna have the schedule going like. What I'm gonna try to do is have podcasts Monday, Friday, and then articles, either longer articles or just kind of fun articles on Wednesdays. That's what we're going to try for. We've been saying, trying to find our schedule. Obviously, it's tough. I'm a college student. I travel, stuff happens. So we're trying to find it, trying to get on a path. And yeah, let's get into the show. Okay. I want to start with the NFL and specifically and sadly my Dallas Cowboys. I think it's safe to say that the season is over. All of the happiness and excitement that we had really starting after the Eagles game, honestly. So, week 1, I wasn't expecting a lot. I don't think a lot of Cowboys fans were expecting a lot. I think they'd be lying if they were. You trade Micah exactly a week before the season starts. You then go on the road at Philly, play well. Offense looks great. Defense looks poor, but then post-delay, defense looked pretty good. And you're starting to feel better. Puff your chest out a little bit. Be like, ooh, maybe we're better than you think. The Giants game comes. The offense looks amazing. Defense looks atrocious. Bears game's a blip. Then all of a sudden you go Packers game, think you're going to get killed. Offense is backfiring. Oh my gosh. This is the best year of Dak's career. Jets game win. Oh my god, goodness, maybe we're not. Maybe we can make the playoffs. Panthers game, what happened? And then Commanders, offense looks great. Defense plays better than you think. All of a sudden, we're talking about trading for a big defensive player with those extra draft picks and cap space. And then it all comes crashing down in this Denver game. And look, you start off exactly how you want. You start off turnover on one of the first plays of the game. You get the interception. And then big CeeDee Lamb catch. And all of a sudden, you're in the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. Run it for 2 yards. You throw the ball for some reason. And then have to get the penalty. Have to settle for a field goal. But then get a 3-and-out. Stop. Oh, my goodness. And then flag. Denver goes down, scores. Don't do anything on offense next possession. Denver goes down, scores. It's 14-3, and now you're in a massive hole. And what's going on? Really outside of that very first 6 plays on defense, it was awful all day. Couldn't get a stop. Denver was just gashing the run. And it's just the same old from the defense. It's what we had in the Panthers game. It's what happened in the Packer game. It's what happened in the Giant game. It's what happened in the first half of the Eagle game. It's what happened in the Bear game. It's just bad defense. It's just no pass rush, no run stop, guys flying, Denver and whoever we're playing, guys wide open in the secondary. The defense doesn't do anything well. There's not a single thing that this Cowboy defense does well at all. It's one of the worst defensive units I've ever watched. It's worse than the 2020 defense. The 2020 defense, to all of its flaws, they didn't allow 30 points a game. This Cowboy team is allowed over 30 points a game. They've allowed 30 points, I believe, in 5 of the 8 games they've played. It's a problem. It's a problem. And I said last week I didn't think the guys had quit on Eberflus. They looked like, and I get it, we had a lot of guys banged up. It looked like they quit on Eberflus. It just flat out looked like everyone quit on Eberflus. Outside of Deron Bland, who I don't really think had that bad of a game, it looked like not a single other you couldn't say a bright spot of any other defensive players. And to the offense's depressingness, it was Dak's worst game of the year by far. 2 interceptions, both of them pretty bad throws. Missing some guys, holding the ball a little too long. And just nothing. The offensive line got dominated by I know Denver didn't get a lot of sacks. I think they had 2 sacks total, but Dak wasn't comfortable at all. 2 sacks. Dak was not comfortable in the slightest, sitting back. He didn't have time to go through his progressions. And it sucks because it does seem like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb actually were winning a little bit on the outside, winning more than you expected. It wasn't like, I know Surtain got banged up, but it wasn't like the island that some people were predicting. But it was just a bad performance from the Cowboys, and kind of a season-defining. It was going to be a season-defining game for the Cowboys, in my opinion. It was you come in to this game, you win, you have an easy next 2 games, and all of a sudden you could be 6-3-1 in a iffy division, to say the least. And then, but now we are 3-4-1, and we got 2 winnable games coming up before we get to the meat of the schedule, and a chance where I don't know if Dallas wins a single game. It's a tough schedule. It's that NFC East. It's that NFC East schedule, man. All 4 teams got hard ones. I mean, you're going up against arguably the 2 best divisions in the NFL, with the AFC West and the NFC North comboed, parlayed together. And then, I mean, it's like you got a lot. It's like, Eagles at home isn't an off day. Giants at home isn't an off day. Then you have the opportunities to have the easier games, and you lose to Pitt, you lose to the Panthers. You got the Raiders coming up. That's the easiest game on the schedule, arguably, you got, other than Jets. So, just a bad day to be a Cowboy fan, and kind of just a season-defining loss, I would say. And I would also say, on the bright side, at least there will be no irrational decisions made by management, Jerry Jones, Steven. in trying to make a trade because we've clearly seen this defense is not one player away. So looks like no to Max Crosby, and Trey Hendrickson probably will not be getting traded, and you'll keep the Green Bay picks, and we'll have to build through the draft and see what you got next year. I do think that the game was... I think there's a couple big plays that really momentum shifts in the game. First of all, if you go down and get the pick, score a touchdown early, and it's 7-0 and you force Denver to match, I think that was a big, obviously, the flag on third down, the false start to back us up. I think that was a big momentum change. Obviously, the penalty on the next drive, which extends it. And then you got a shot in the half to make it 27-13 if Dak doesn't throw that pick. It's really those, and it's funny because of how well the Cowboys have played the ends of the first half. They've played those so well, really throughout the year. You played it awesome in the Green Bay game. You played it awesome against the Jets. You played it awesome against Washington. And that was really the death of the game for them. Denver, it is 20-10. Cowboys get the ball back after a Denver touchdown. Go 3 and out. Denver scores. Dak throws a pick, and it's half over. And that's the game. That's the game. It's 27-10 going into the half, and it's tough sledding. It's tough sledding coming out. So, obviously, that's just kind of how it works. There's a couple plays, and it can get out of hand, and that's what happened in Dallas. And it's a season-defining loss, and we'll see what the Cowboys got coming out for the rest of the season. But the hope is dwindling, and I would say not officially dead, but it is in dangerous territory. Okay, I want to talk Caleb Williams. I want to talk Chicago Bears. So as we know on this podcast, I was a big believer in the Bears coming into the year. Thought they would make the playoffs. And that was because of my belief in Caleb Williams that I have had since I watched him play at Oklahoma and step on the field in the Red River rivalry and lead them back to victory against Texas. And I don't want to say that my hope in Caleb Williams is dead. And I don't want to say that I am selling any stock. But I'm certainly not buying any more stock. It has been mediocre at best to start the year for us Caleb Williams fans and believers for Club Caleb. He was awful. And the stats, if you just look at the stats, you're like, was he really that bad? 285 yards, an interception. No touchdowns. It's not horrible. He was atrocious. A lot of those yards came late and meaningless. Against a tore Ravens defense in a game you didn't have to have, but I mean, you win that game, all of a sudden you're 5-2. It's like we're a real threat to make the playoffs. Lamar's out, and you get lucky there. You think you're playing against Lamar all year or all week, then all of a sudden he's out of the game, and you're like, whoa, we got a real shot here. It doesn't happen for you. Caleb looks bad. Run game's not as great as you'd think. I mean, it was everything that you don't want to see, that you thought would get cleaned up coming into the year. Holding on to the ball too long, missing easy guys, and the great thing that you hung your hat on, at least I did all last year, was he didn't turn the ball over. He did a good job of not making a lot of those rookie mistakes. Now, he didn't get the easy throws right, but it was like he wasn't making those bad throws that you'd see rookie quarterbacks prone to make. He made one of the worst mistakes probably of his career so far on Sunday. That interception, and you can't make that throw. Nate Wiggins picks it off and effectively ends the game. Coming off a touchdown, you force the Ravens to punt, down 13-16 in the fourth quarter. Chance to drive down, at least tie, hopefully take the lead, and then just a bad throw to intended for Rome, and it's intercepted by Nate Wiggins. A ball that bad decision, bad throw, just bad all around. And the lack of, I got scared coming into the year that Tyler Dunn article drops all about Caleb, all about maybe he has dyslexia, just a referendum on Caleb, Ryan Poles, and the Bears front office. Him being a diva, it just rips him. It rips him. That's when I began to have the questions about Caleb. And then you're seeing that on the field. He, outside of I would say his pocket presence is better. He moves better in the pocket. Outside of that, I really haven't seen a lot of improvement from him. And it sucks because they're 4-3 and they still got a lot in front of them with a couple easy 2 games coming up against the Giants and Bengals for them to go 6-3. But it's just been bad. It's been bad. I mean, last week against the Saints, it wasn't good. And he was begging them to win that game, and the Saints just couldn't take it. And then this week, it was bad. And I said earlier, I'm talking myself into it now. I really do think it's time. I'm not going to sell all the stock, but I think I just got to take the loss here. And maybe me selling something in the universe and he'll start playing better. But it has a rocky first 7 games for him this season, and there's no signs of it getting better either is the issue. There's 0 signs of it getting better. I would think game 1 to game 7, you were hoping for improvement. Coming off the bye week too. And the team has improved, but it doesn't look like Caleb has. So I think I mean, I'm holding off. I'm holding on a little stock. I'll probably sell off about 20%, and I have a lot. I've got a lot of Caleb stock. Probably have more than anyone should ever have on one guy. But yeah, I will. I'm selling about 20% of it because it has been rocky, and there's no signs of it getting any better. Okay, let's talk Packers. Let's talk Packers Steelers. In a game I predicted Steelers would win, vintage Rodgers, and it was Jordan Love and the Packers that ended up stealing the show. Rodgers 219 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough as Jordan Love 360 for 3 touchdowns, and I think he completed 19 passes in a row at one point. It was all there for Pittsburgh. First half went well. I wouldn't say it went perfectly, but solid first half. Had the lead going into halftime, up 2 scores, 16-7, getting the ball, and you're feeling great. Then 3 and out, and pin the Packers in deep, actually, and then the entire game is changed. Chance to get off the field, 3rd and 5. Tucker Kraft gets that mega 50 plus. 59 yards. And it is all Packers from there after. It changed the game. That one play completely changed the game. You have a chance. You get off the field there if you're the Steelers. All of a sudden, the Packers punting deep in their own, or semi-deep in their own end zone. You got a short field for Rodgers and co. You could always kick a field goal to go up 19-7. You could score another touchdown. And if you score another touchdown there, game might be over. All of a sudden, Kraft completely flips the fields and tie it up, or 16-14. You go down, kick a field goal, and then it's Packer from there, and it's game over. It was a Tucker Kraft game. National Tight End Day, which I'm pretty tired of getting it shoved down my face every year. Oh my God, National Tight End Day. We get it. Teams are going to throw their tight ends a couple more times, and the star tight ends will show out just like they pretty much do every week. I don't need to hear it on every single broadcast that it's National Tight End Day and talking about all these mediocre tight ends. Be like, ooh, is Jake Ferguson going to score a touchdown? I love Jake Ferguson, but he's mediocre tight end. And almost every team has him. But enough with that. This game was all about the Packers. They're just reasserting themselves as the team we saw in the first 2 weeks of the year as one of the premier teams in the NFL, as arguably the best team in the NFC. And they did it without really Josh Jacobs. That was a question I had coming into the game. I was like, if the Steelers can shut down Jacobs, I like the Steelers in this spot, and they did shut down Jacobs. That defense for the Steelers did what it needed to, especially early in the game. And then, that Tucker Kraft play it flipped the game. And the Steelers offense didn't look bad. It's really just that offensive line. Anytime that they felt behind the 6, it was like, ooh, like this drive's over. That's how I felt, at least. That's how it felt Collinsworth felt on the broadcast. It was like anytime they got even a little behind the sticks, it was like, all right, this drive's over. Any little Micah sack, and it was, I mean, he was getting pressure on Rodgers all game. But it was Jordan Love did what I didn't think Jordan Love could do. He wins despite having bad game kicking, despite Josh Jacobs not playing his best, despite the pressure on the road, all the Rodgers questions, and Jordan Love has what you could say is his best game of his career. Maybe that Dallas playoff game where he obliterated my team, but it was probably the best game of his career, at least regular season wise. And all of a sudden, the Packers look like, if you had to make a ranking now, you could make the argument they're the best team in the NFC. Teams are going up against probably the Rams and the Lions. They beat the Lions. They obliterated the Lions week 1. So, yeah, it sucks giving the Packers credit. I do not like the Packers. I do not like Jordan Love. I don't like anything about him. A lot of pain and childhood a lot of childhood pain has gone into that. So congratulations to the Packers, but I'll be rooting on your downfall. All right, let's talk Colts, and then we'll kind of do a little rundown of the rest of the schedule, or of the rest of the games. The Colts are now 7-1, 5-0 at home, and they look like the second best team, maybe third best team in the AFC. We'll see them when they play Kansas City in a couple weeks, but they look amazing. And I know it's the Titans, but Jonathan Taylor and that offensive line, whoa. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a lock to win Offensive Player of the Year so far. If it ends now, he should get every single one of the votes. And it sucks because he really, as much as I love Patrick Mahomes and made the prediction he was going to win MVP coming into the year, right now, Jonathan Taylor's had the best first start to the season. I don't think that is I don't think that's a hot take. Mahomes struggled for 2 games to start, and Jonathan Taylor really hasn't struggled at all. I mean, 12 carries, 153 yards, and 2 touchdowns against a decent. It's like he's playing some horrible defense. I mean, the Titans' offense is pretty bad, but the defense is decent. He has, on a total of 850 yards, 12 touchdowns, projected to he's on pace for 1,800 yards and 26 touchdowns. Now, I don't know if he'll continue that pace, but unbelievable stuff from Jonathan Taylor. Unbelievable stuff from the Colts and Daniel Jones. Unbelievable stuff from that offensive line, that defensive line, and the Colts are a real team. I've had a lot of my doubts about them. I've said I don't believe in them long term, but they just keep proving me wrong week after week. Week after week. So, credit to the Colts, and credit even more to Jonathan Taylor, who I do love. I was a big believer in him coming out of the draft, coming out of Wisconsin. I was shocked when Kansas City took Clyde Edwards-Helaire instead of him. I was like, that's the wrong mistake. They have the questions about him catching out of the backfield. I mean, imagine Kansas City. I mean, a lot of their roster construction might be different. But imagine if they had Jonathan Taylor with Patrick Mahomes and that receiving core. I mean, it'd be unbelievable. Might be the best offense of all time. You're talking 2007 Patriots level offense. You're talking Houston Gamblers, Jim Kelly level offense there. A little USFL throwback for the people who understand. So yeah, love everything about Jonathan Taylor, and I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for the Colts. Okay, let's do a little rundown of the rest of the game and my picks. So in the Pick'em League for my dad, I have officially gotten 10 games correct. Looking for 11. Got both of the major upsets coming into the week. We flipped last minute when we heard Kirk Cousins was playing. We flipped to Miami. We flipped to the Jets. And Jets come back and get the victory. Happy for the Jets. Happy for Justin Fields. My favorite stat in all of football is now over, which is Justin Fields has never won a game where the defense allows more than 20 points. He does that and comes back in massive fashion, leads them to victory. Got the Patriots game right. Shout out to Patriots. Shout out to Drake May. The big four right now, I believe, in the AFC are Kansas City, Buffalo, New England, and Indianapolis. I think those are really the only four teams that have a shot. If somehow a team other than those four makes the Super Bowl, I will be unbelievably shocked. I think the Chargers and Broncos are kind of nipping at them, but I think they're clearly, in my opinion, those two are a tier below the big four. Good win for the Eagles, but again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. James Cook and the Panthers, and the Bills beat the Panthers. Just back on the saddle for Josh Allen and the Bills. Looked like a vintage game for them. I know they're playing Andy Dalton, but big win for them. We already talked Ravens, Bears, Niners, Texans. Another game we had right. Another game we felt great about. That was our lock of the week. We felt awesome about that. And the 49ers can't get it done. I was a little worried about the DeMeco Ryans, Shanahan aspect. Looks great there. Baker doesn't have the best game, but Buccaneers win. And then we've covered Titans, Colts, and Packers, Steelers already. We got the Chiefs game coming up tonight, probably tomorrow or whenever you guys are listening this, you'll know. But yeah, as far as picks go, we were on fire yesterday, and I highly doubt anyone else picked Dolphins and Jets to win. I'm obviously going to get a tick. I'm going to lose the Packers game and the Cowboy game. But outside of that, I'm sure there'll be some people pick Baltimore. We felt great, and because I missed a couple of the give me games, it was a big win that I got the two upset picks. So we feel great there. And we're one spot below the lead, and we're feeling high coming into week 9, and we'll get on that schedule. But so far, the quest for the cup is going well, about as well as you could. So we'll keep you updated. But yeah, that's it for the NFL part of the podcast. We're gonna throw it over to. Okay, I want to talk food. I want to talk Culver's. I want to talk electricity. I'm gonna try and end the podcast with food corner. The So this weekend I traveled to Nashville to see my brother, and I was driving, I was hungry, and I saw the sign for Culver's. I got off the interstate. Culver's is an unbelievable it's just an unbelievable fast food establishment. From the moment you walk in to a Culver's, you feel like you're transported back in time. We talked last week, fast food nostalgia. Culver's makes you feel like you are, no matter where you are. If you're in Nashville, if you're in Knoxville, if you're in Chicago, you feel like you're in a Midwestern's home. Like Paul Bunyan is going to walk out of the bathroom and hand you his axe. I mean, and then you order double deluxe cheeseburger. Whether you go cheese curds, which are the best side in fast food, you go onion rings, which are massively underrated at Culver's, second best side there, and I would say one of the better sides in fast food. And if you're a French fry guy, then you're a French fry guy. They go crinkle cut, they go crisp, beautiful fries coming out of the Culver's. I mean, what's a better 1, 2, 3 side than that? I would argue that I should, and they throw out the pretzel bites, which are unbelievable. You order the Culver's, you walk up, you get a root beer, and the Culver's root beer is second to none. I would say, and as a huge root beer enthusiast, the Culver's root beer is S tier, number one, goated, whatever you want to say, your word for the best soda in the business. That's what I say about the Culver's root beer. It's unbelievable. When you're slinging out a homemade root beer, I'm trying the homemade root beer, and Culver's does a spectacular version. You then get the root beer, ice. They still got the ketchup pumps. Not a lot of places do ketchup pumps with the little plastic cups anymore. The paper ones, too, sometimes the Culver's has. Not a lot of places do that anymore. Makes you feel like it's 2008 still. Unbelievable job with the ketchup pumps. I love it. I love a ketchup pump. You sit down and just the rush of Midwest, the rush of nostalgia hits you like Christmas morning. It is. Then you get handed the burger, the crispy curds, the crispy onion rings. You take a bite, and it's the best. It's the best fast food burger that there is. And it's annoying to me that people outside the Midwest don't talk about Culver's. I'm not even a Midwest guy. I'm a Big Ten guy. I was a Big Ten guy when I was in middle school, high school. I'm an SEC guy now. No one talks about Culver's burgers. No one talks about it. When you hear best fast food burger, you hear people talk about In-N-Out. You hear your Whataburgers. You hear your Five Guys, your Freddy's. No one's talking Culver's. No one's talking Culver's. Culver's is way better than In-N-Out. It's not even on the same. In-N-Out's not even on the same tier. It's not even the same stratosphere that the Culver's Butter Burger is. The Culver's Butter Burger is the number one fast food hamburger, and it doesn't even feel like fast food. I sit down at a Culver's, I feel like I wouldn't say fine dining, but somewhere in between that fast food and that fine dining tier is where I'd put the Culver's. It's a way superior burger to a lot of the family run restaurants that I've had. From the smash to the lattice of the patty to the beautiful thin lettuce, thin onion, thin tomato, great pickles. I mean, we went pretzel bun on Friday, the new garlic specialty item, and then we threw it back Sunday on the way home. On the way back to Knoxville, we swapped out the curds for the onion rings. We went back to the regular deluxe burger. It's unbelievable. I love Culver's, and it's a shame that people don't talk about Culver's enough. I mean, any moment you're in a Culver's, go back to Paul Bunyan. Go just the most Midwest you can think of. I feel like I'm there. Who doesn't love? I mean, you're in a time machine. You're in a time capsule. Transported to the Midwest. To the 2000s Midwest when you step into a Culver's. And I love it. I love Culver's. And we haven't even talked custard yet. We haven't even talked concrete mixer yet. You finish off your cheese curds. You finish off your burger. You wash that down with the root beer. You go fill up the root beer. And then you walk up and say, let me get a concrete. Let me get a little scoop of chocolate custard. And they do seasonal flavors. They do mix-ins. They do Dove chocolate mix-ins. They do cheesecake mix-ins. Goated level ice cream. Goated level burger. Elite sides. Best soda in the game. What more could you ask for when you step into a burger establishment? In my opinion, nothing. There's nothing more you could ask for. And that's just another reason why Culver's is the best in the business. Would love a sponsorship. Don't think it'll happen. But in the future, I'd love a Culver's sponsorship. I'm always open. Let's talk Butterburger. All right. That is it for the podcast. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you guys all for following me along this journey. Thank you to myself for producing and editing. And I will see you guys Friday. We got an article column coming on Wednesday. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.